The Millionaire Next Door is a book that debunks the myth that wealthy people have flashy lifestyles and are only found in certain professions. Written by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko, the book is based on a study of millionaires in the United States, which identified common characteristics and habits that contribute to their financial success. This summary will outline the key points of the book and provide practical insights for readers who aspire to build wealth. The book starts off by introducing the concept of the millionaire next door, the idea that most millionaires don't look or act like the wealthy elite we see in movies or on TV. In fact, the majority of millionaires in America are self-made, frugal, and live well below their means. The authors, Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko, explain that this is because millionaires have certain habits and behaviors that help them accumulate and maintain wealth over time. In this chapter, the authors also explain their methodology for studying millionaires and defining their criteria for what it means to be wealthy. One of the key habits of millionaires is their extreme frugality. They tend to live below their means and avoid frivolous spending, even when they have the means to indulge. The authors argue that this mindset is critical for building and maintaining wealth over time. They also provide several examples of how millionaires save money, from driving older cars to shopping at discount stores. This chapter explores how millionaires allocate their time, energy, and money. The authors argue that millionaires tend to be very intentional about how they spend their resources, focusing on activities and investments that will provide long-term returns. They also discuss the importance of education and self-improvement, as well as the value of networking and building relationships. In this chapter, the authors challenge the common assumption that wealthy people drive fancy cars and live in large houses. Instead, they argue that the most financially successful people tend to be practical and conservative in their spending habits. They also discuss the dangers of keeping up with the Joneses and explain how this mentality can prevent people from building and maintaining wealth over time. One of the most interesting concepts introduced in this book is the idea of economic outpatient care, the financial assistance that parents give to their adult children. The authors argue that this type of assistance can actually be detrimental to the recipient's long-term financial success, as it can foster a sense of entitlement and discourage self-sufficiency. They provide several examples of how economic outpatient care can backfire, from providing children with large inheritances to paying for expensive weddings. The authors note that many millionaires are self-made, but there is also a significant percentage who come from affluent families. However, they point out that coming from a wealthy family is not a guarantee of financial success. In fact, many wealthy children squander their inheritance and end up in financial trouble. The authors argue that parents can do more to prepare their children for financial success by teaching them the skills and habits necessary to build wealth. This includes teaching them the value of hard work, saving, and investing, as well as providing them with a good education and opportunities to learn and grow. In the final chapter, the authors summarize their findings and offer some recommendations for building wealth. They emphasize the importance of living below one's means, investing in appreciable assets, and avoiding debt. They also encourage readers to develop a strong work ethic, focus on their core competencies, and avoid wasting time and money on frivolous pursuits. The authors note that building wealth is not easy, but it is possible for anyone who is willing to work hard and live below their means. They argue that by adopting the habits and practices of the millionaires they studied, anyone can increase their chances of achieving financial success. The Millionaire Next Door is a book that has revolutionized the way people view wealth and the wealthy. It presents a picture of the wealthy that is quite different from what most people imagine. It shows that the wealthy are not necessarily the ones driving the fanciest cars or living in the biggest mansions. Rather, they are often the ones living next door, driving modest cars and living in unpretentious homes. The authors of the book have studied the habits and lifestyles of the wealthy and they have found that there are certain characteristics that set them apart from the rest of society. The first and perhaps the most important characteristic of the wealthy is that they live well below their means. They are frugal and do not waste their money on unnecessary items or luxuries. They budget carefully and invest wisely, always looking for opportunities to increase their wealth. They are also careful to avoid debt, and they pay off their credit cards and loans as quickly as possible. Another characteristic of the wealthy is that they are self-employed or own their own businesses. They are not content to work for others and instead take control of their own financial futures. They are willing to take risks and invest in themselves, confident in their abilities to succeed. They are also willing to work long hours and make sacrifices in order to achieve their goals. The wealthy are also very careful with their investments. They do not speculate or gamble with their money, but instead invest in solid, long-term opportunities. They are not afraid to seek out professional advice and are always looking for new ways to invest and grow their wealth. Perhaps one of the most surprising characteristics of the wealthy is that they do not typically inherit their wealth. Instead, they have earned it through hard work and dedication. They are often self-made millionaires who started with nothing and worked their way up through careful planning and hard work. The authors of The Millionaire Next Door stress that anyone can become wealthy, regardless of their background or education. All it takes is hard work, dedication, and careful planning. By following the habits and lifestyles of the wealthy, anyone can achieve financial independence and security. In conclusion, The Millionaire Next Door is a fascinating and eye-opening book that challenges many of the assumptions people have about wealth and the wealthy. It shows that the wealthy are not always the ones living in mansions and driving fancy cars, but are often the ones living next door. They have certain habits and characteristics that set them apart from the rest of society, including living below their means, being self-employed, investing carefully, and working hard to achieve their goals. Anyone can learn from their example and achieve financial independence and security through hard work, dedication, and careful planning. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this book summary helpful in understanding the key concepts of The Millionaire Next Door. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel for more book reviews and financial advice content. Don't forget to leave a comment below letting us know your favorite book related to finance and money management. We would love to hear your recommendations and suggestions for future content. Your feedback helps us to create the best possible videos for our audience. Also, if you have any questions or thoughts on The Millionaire Next Door, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. We love engaging with our viewers and helping them on their financial journey. Thank you again for watching, and we look forward to sharing more valuable insights with you in the future.